Welcome back to our channel. Thanks for joining Rodney and Tiffany Bustle today. Today we're going to talk about the third chapter of our book, The Battle We Must Win. I'm just going to pull out a few elements about what we went through in regards to betrayal. The scripture that we're going to be out of is Proverbs 6:32. The one who commits adultery with a woman is lacking sense. He who would destroy himself does it. So I'm going to hand that on over to you.
Why me?
Well, I thought maybe you could talk a little bit more to that.
Solomon did say, the one who commits adultery with a woman is lacking sense. A lot of times we don't think we are senseless. We think we have plenty of sense when that is going on. We think we are making a lot of sense. So the one who commits adultery with a woman is lacking sense. And I also mentioned he who would destroy himself does it. Culturally, we don't think that's a destruction of ourselves.
Yeah.
However, it's like a decay on the inside. For me, it was turmoil. They act like that person just because you're doing it. You're not afraid. You're not feeling shame. That you're not feeling hurt. That you're not having that battle. And that's a misconception. When you start feeling all those different type of emotions, that is destroying yourself. That evil pull. When we start feeling that is something that God didn't want us to experience. If you go all the way back to Adam and Eve, he was like, don't eat of this particular tree. I have a reason for that. And a lot of times we want to experience what that reason is. We want to know why, and that's that curiosity, that's that flesh that's in us. And that's that person who lacks judgment, who lacks sense, like myself, who committed that act, who committed that sin. As we all know, what eats on the inside will eventually come out on the outside. This past summer, a couple of weeks ago, I wanted to redo my deck. So I went out there and redid it. And as I was doing it, staining and cleaning, I noticed that there was one piece of wood that was starting to rot. And so I tried to cover over it. But as time went on, I stepped on that wood and it went down a little deeper. There was something going on the inside of that wood that started rotting on the inside. It started to be destroyed, to decay on the inside. And then it eventually came out on the outside. So now when anybody walks over that piece of wood on my desk now, they will see that there was something going on the inside first. But we ignore that because all we see is what's happening on the outside. He created us to glorify and to honor him. We choose to sin. We have that nature. So from that point on, that is all on us.
We react to betrayal, sometimes not always in a godly manner as well. I don't know if anybody can relate, but if you've ever been betrayed or taken advantage of, or if you've been hurt by someone, violated, it can really destroy you, and it could cause you to react in a way that doesn't really honor God. Case in point, when things start to show up very ugly in our lives in regards to adultery, this resulted in me wanting to just flee. A lot of times when we react to things, we either freeze, flee, or we fight. I don't think I had any fight in me. If I was fighting, I wasn't fighting the right way. Our book talks about the battle that we must win. There's a right way to battle. A lot of times, if we're not taught that up front, we may battle in the way that we think is the best way to battle. I was being a little destructive with property, somewhat being vindictive, doing things that trying to get back at him. And then finally, I just said, I need to do me. I left, but I just know that because of my hurt, because of the betrayal, the best thing for me to do is flee. That's not something that I encourage women or men even that may be experiencing betrayal to do, is to run. I'm thankful that God has shown me during that particular time how to fight.
And as a man, we're not only just betraying our spouse, we most importantly are betraying God. And if we are within our right mind, we recognize that. But I think a lot of times we will become okay with certain actions if we feel like we're only betraying a person. But we have to keep in mind that we're also betraying God. And on the earthly level, well, I'm also betraying my family. So my children. It's like a trickle-down effect.
Yeah, it's funny you said that, because I remember when we first let our kids know that we have made the decision to divorce or to go our separate ways. One of the things that my son said, he felt betrayed also by God, because he had been seeing and detecting that there was something wrong in our marriage, and all along he had been praying and asking God to fix whatever was broken. He, in his own prayers, daily, nightly, whenever he'd hear us arguing or throwing something or doors slamming, they would, for God in his mind to answer his prayers as saying, okay, the marriage is over. That was very heartbreaking for my son at that time. He was like, what's the point in praying? And that breaks my heart to hear, because here we are teaching our kids to trust in God, teaching our children to have faith. And then for us to make a decision, a selfish decision to just say, you know what, we give up, we're done, can't do this no more. That made God look bad in my kids' eyes too. He felt betrayed, and I'm sure my daughter felt betrayed as well. We're teaching her godly principles, but yet our actions are saying other things. Our actions are saying when things aren't right, just give up. And we didn't think about that. What did we think about? We thought about ourselves at that time. We just want to encourage our viewers, our readers, hopefully that, this can be a blessing to you. And we thank you for tuning in again to our YouTube channel once again, and have a blessed day.